The following is for the purpose of commentary and review. Aggretsuko was directed and written by Rariko, produced by Kelly Luganbiel, Kaita Sakamoto, Yoichiro Shimomura, Miyuki Okumura, Akira Takayama, and Yasue Mochizuki, developed by Fanworks, and licensed by Netflix. Please support the official release. Question: what do you get when you combine Dilbert, Hello Kitty, and just a few teaspoons of death metal? Well, this. This is Sanrio's darker side of cuteness. Retsuko, the Red Panda. A 25-year-old office lady who's a Scorpio, blood type A, single, and harbors a well-kept secret. This sweet-looking little fuzzball relieves all of her overwhelming frustration like any other girl by screaming and growling death metal at a local karaoke lounge. Oh, and before I get into it, I guess minor spoilers, not a lot. It's not like the story is that deep, but, you know, forewarning. The story goes as such. Retsuko gets crap thrown in her face by life a lot. Her biggest issue? The people she's stuck working with. Whether it be sycophants licking the boots of her sexist jerk of a boss, a higher-up pushing more work on a poor little Retsuko instead of doing it herself, or the office gossip prying and digging for everyone's secrets, she deals with a lot of typical office bullshit on the daily. She's told she's a drone, a slave, a goody two-shoes by her own friends, and all she wants is to move beyond that and not have to be under anyone's thumb. That's where these two come in. Gori, the head of marketing, and Washimi, the secretary of the CEO, are here to mold Retsuko into the fiery, confident woman that she dreams of becoming. And through companionship, encouragement to stand up for herself, and making sure that she can budge past that model citizen facade, Gori and Washimi help our little metal-belting heroine reach her goal. Retsuko isn't exactly perfect either. She puts her foot in her mouth on several occasions, gets her hopes up only to have them crash right back down on her head, and she makes some poor decisions in general. It's not the best story ever, but for the purpose it serves, it certainly fits, as this is a comedy with just enough drama to make you root for and feel for our fuzzy friend. Say that 5 times fast. Feel for our fuzzy friend, feel for our fuzzy friend, feel for our fuzzy friend, feel for our fuzzy friend. The plot does have a couple of unexplained things, but once again, I'm not expecting an award-winning novel. Just enough to move the story from point A to point B smoothly. Such as who I like to call the Protein Sage, reaching enlightenment and discovering some arbitrary number that just so happens to be the number of a metal song registered in the list of songs at Retsuko's karaoke sanctuary, which moves the story along and brings Retsuko and her two mentors closer to one another. Is it hilarious and way out of left field? Well, of course it is. Nonsensical humor isn't exactly uncommon in the show, but it's done in the right increments so that it keeps you on your toes and your face hurting from the laughs and grins. There are parts I can mention, how Retsuko never necessarily said that Ton got a stern talk from the CEO, even though he basically knew that Retsuko ratted him out right then and there. And when the hell did these two show up? Did they stalk her on her date? The plot does what it needs to. Not masterful stuff, but sufficient. Now the music, whew, oh my god, can I just say that as a metalhead? The first time I heard the theme song, a smile flew across my face faster than a bullet. The Aggretsuko theme is used in multiple instances for Retsuko to pair lyrics with, but that doesn't mean that's all the metal that this show has to offer. And they try to incorporate at least one musical part in each episode, and some of the circumstances in which this happens are hilarious. She even has a cutesy duet with her boyfriend in an episode that was... okay, I'll admit it. It was adorable. I can't help it. In addition, if you watch the dub for any reason at all, number 1, the voice acting isn't actually bad, and number 2, the metal vocals for Retsuko are actually sang by a musician, and it's pretty cool. Oh, and that voice acting. Not bad, honestly. I prefer Retsuko's Japanese dub over the English, but some English lines were kind of funny. If anything bothered me about the dub, it was that a lot of the lines were changed from the original Japanese script. For instance, this moment where the waiter brings in food to the room, in the Japanese version she says, whereas in the English version she says this.
Leave it on the table.
It's like they wanted to make a completely different character. The Japanese iteration is very shy and reserved about everything as an attempt to keep the model citizen image, but the English version is bold and kind of quirky. I think this was a design choice by whoever wrote the English script to reel in the young, teen, and adult crowd of regular America, to which I say, why? It discredits the humor intended by the original author of the script and also disregards what the original character was supposed to be, a coin with two sides, the mild-mannered office lady and the fury-fueled metal queen. Another aspect that was brilliant about this show was the comedy. It had that tinge of Japanese silliness that made it unique to a Western audience, but it wasn't so out there that it alienated me from what was happening. A lot of the comedy came in formulaic intervals with many examples of the comedy in threes rule, the old bait-and-switch sort of comedy, and even normal characters in strange circumstances. Comedy also played off of just what happens to Retsuko on a daily basis and how it affects her. Emotions and facial expressions are exaggerated for humorous purposes, a common trope in anime, and stereotypes in the world of office jobs are abound and magnified. Speaking of, many of these characters can be seen as a stereotype. Tsunade is a complete, cute but secretly Satan sort, and we know at least one of those in our lives. She's also one of two huge suck-ups, Komiya being the second one, though he's seen more as a lackey or henchman, minion, whatever. Kabe is the village gossip, the sheep is the overbearing retail worker that just won't let you shop in peace. Haida is a naturally jealous guy, but I feel for the guy so much and I love him and I want him and it's going to just be Haida, but God! Finako is the best friend who hates the world with you kind of girl, but some characters do go beyond simple stereotypes. Ton, for example, is, yes, a chauvinist, yes, a prick, yes, a back in my day, out-of-touch blowhard, but beneath all that crap lies a man with passion for his work who does care for his workers to a certain extent. It either takes booze or extreme working conditions to break him down, though. Also, Mr. Protein is great just because he remains this wild card and an enigma to Retsuko and the audience, who doesn't understand him at all, while he makes sense to everyone else. Also, this guy is actually just an idiot. I'm sorry. He's just used as a point to show how much bull women go through to find the right man, even if they think they already found him, and even if their friends are trying their hardest not to shit all over her decisions. Speaking of, can I just talk about how much I love Gori and Washimi? They're fantastic. Gori is such a soft-hearted yet wise woman, while Washimi can be elegant and cunning yet cruel and brash when necessary. Even when they first come on the scene and you hear their music, you already know that they're hot stuff and they know it too. That's why they also represent a clear goal of what Retsuko strives for. And the main character herself. Not sure if I just want to hug her or start a band with her. She's equal parts patient, thoughtful, and boiling over with neutron star hot rage against the things that life just shits on her. Her inner monologues via her metal operas are lovely. Her overreaction to certain situations or how she tries to worm her way out of them leave my sides in pain from the laughter, and you just want to cheer her on and what she represents. She represents many things and people. For one, she represents women, especially those in the Japanese workforce. Some women are expected to perform menial tasks such as fetch this or clean that, all because some men, sometimes even women, think that they should, whether it's actually their job or not. And don't forget the sexual discrimination and harassment from coworkers and superiors alike, hating their situation to the point that they see marriage as a vector of freedom from their day-to-day struggle. Like, wow, that's a little screwed up. And what about this expectation to be ladylike, and to conduct yourself accordingly, to do as they're told? I can't blame her for being sick of this good girl standard. It's ridiculous and shouldn't be a societal standard for anybody. Of course she turns to metal to vent her problems. No one's going to listen to her, and if they did, they'd probably not accept her, because the real her goes against the social norm. In a broader sense, she represents the Japanese workforce as a whole, and so do some of the cast. The long hours, being made to act like an obedient robot, the overwhelming amount of workload and stress, all common occurrences in the world of office careers. As a whole, she isn't just a red panda to stand up for women. She's a red panda for the people. So, there you have it. What began as a cutesy, fun little comedy from Rariko becomes a much more meaningful looking glass into the working, middle-class, white-collar life that is Japan's majority population. And a story of a struggling woman, looking for a way to overcome the piles of garbage shoveled onto her on the daily. Is it good? No. It's really, really good. Not to mention, it's cute as a basket full of kittens. So, give Aggretsuko a watch. Even if you don't think this is the show for you, just watch it anyway. Because I had that same thought before coming in, and boy, was I in for one hell of a surprise. So, thanks for watching this video. If you like what you saw or heard, please like the video, comment any suggestions or feedback you have for me, and subscribe to stay tuned for more from me. And hit the little bell because YouTube likes to make you do more unnecessary work. Anywho, this has been Sir Fluffy the Ninth, and I am signing off for now. Take care, everyone.